Hello everyone, I am going to explain question number 4 from exercise 5.1 and this question, there is a confusion that this question is included or excluded in the revised syllabus. So since there is a confusion, so I suggest that you all just do it. It's not so tough. In this only we need three concepts. The concept of finding the transpose of a matrix, determinant of a matrix, and how to find out the adjoint of a matrix, which you already have learned. So this question is just combination of these three concepts. So we will do it. So here we see the question. If matrix A, so matrix A is available to us and we have to first find out the A inverse. That is our first work, and after finding the A inverse, we have to find out then these three parts. We have to prove them. So first we will find out the A inverse. For that what we need, the formula of A inverse now you know very well, that is A inverse is equal to adjoint of matrix A divided by the determinant of the matrix. So the matrix is available to us. So in the solution, first we will start by the given thing, given matrix. So I wrote the given matrix here. I assume this as equation first, and we have to find out the determinant. So I expanded it along the third row. So this is my third row, because here two elements are 0. You have two options, either third row or third column. Both are similar. So I opted third row, and for third row only one element is there. We have A33 is 1. Since it is A33, that's why minus 1 power 3 plus 3. Then the number is 1 itself, and the for minor will cos them. So when we cos, we are remain with this square matrix. So in this square matrix, cos into cos is cos square, then minus multiplied by minus sine square. So minus minus got plus here, and sine square and cos square theta you know that is 1. So here also sum of powers is even, so all are 1. So conclusion is determinant of the given matrix is 1. Now we have to find out the adjoint. So for that we need the cofactors. Now cofactors of all the elements of matrix A are. So I wrote the matrix, given matrix roughly here, so that I can write down the cofactors. So first cofactor is A11. For A11, this is the place, so just cross it. So when you will cross it, this is your element, this is your minor. So in minor what you are remain with, cos alpha, and this is 0, so only cos alpha. So cos alpha minus 0, and minus 1 to the power 1 is from here. So you got cos alpha. Like this, just calculate all the cofactors, and be careful while calculating the cofactors. And if you have a problem, you just write it in the comment. I'll explain to you how to find out the cofactors. After finding the cofactors, adjust them in their proper places, like f11, f21, f31 is the elements of the first column, and these three are the element of the second column, and these are the elements of the third column. And then we have to do the transpose. It's very necessary, don't forget it. After adjusting the cofactors, we have to do the transpose of that matrix. That will give us the adjoint of matrix A. So for the transpose, the process is first row you just write as the first column, and the second row write as second column, and third row just write as third column. So you will get adjoint of matrix A. Then the formula of A inverse is adjoint of A divided by A. So adjoint A is this, determinant of matrix is we already calculated earlier, that is 1. So this we obtained from equation second and third. Equation second is for the determinant of A, that is 1. Equation third is adjoint, that we wrote here. Now that is our A inverse. After A inverse, what we have to prove is, we have to prove A inverse multiplied by A is equal to the identity matrix of 3 by 3. So I put here A inverse, which is I wrote from the equation 4th, and A is from equation 1st. Both the matrix we have to multiply. So in multiplication what we have to do is the first row multiplied by first column. So this cos will multiply by cos, so cos square. Sine will multiply by sine, so sine square, and then 0 multiplied by 0 is 0. Now first row multiplied by the second column. So first row cos alpha and sine alpha. So cos alpha, sine alpha with minus sign, then sine alpha, and here cos alpha. So like this you have to do all the entries, and after doing this what we find is here this cos square alpha sin square alpha is 1, so diagonally it is 1, but except that every term is 0. So this is your I3. So the first part is completed. Now in second part we have to prove A inverse is equal to F minus alpha. F minus alpha, you just see the question in your book. F alpha is a function in terms of alpha, which is a matrix. So minus alpha means okay, that I'll explain you afterwards. First A inverse. So left hand side we have A inverse, that I directly put from the equation third the value which we already calculated earlier. Then we have to calculate F minus alpha. So students, in equation 1 we have the F alpha, which is I wrote directly from the question. You can see just now, if you want to see, you can see your question in that F alpha is given to you. So if you want to find out minus alpha, then wherever alphas are there in the matrix, that alphas is replaced by minus alpha. So just see here, I replace all the alphas from the minus alpha, and after doing this you have to apply the formula. These two formulas you have to apply, that is cos minus theta is cos theta itself, and sin minus theta is minus sin theta. By using this concept we will get here positive cos alpha, and minus will come here, so minus minus plus sin alpha, then this column as it is, this row as it is, and here also minus sign will come in front. Like this we got it, and we find that left hand side and right hand side are same, so that proved. Now third part, we have to prove matrix A multiplied by adjoint of matrix A, then that is equal to the determinant of A multiplied by I, that is identity matrix of the order which we'll get here, and then the adjoint A multiplied by A. So it's a huge and long question. So we'll start first by A multiplied by adjoint A. So I wrote here A matrix, then adjoint A matrix, that is from equation first and equation third, I think, or second, you can confirm it. This conclusion is, instead of A, write down the matrix A from the question. Adjoint A we already calculated, that you just write here, and then multiply them. Multiplication, you know how to multiply the two matrix. First row multiplied by first column, then first row multiplied by second column, then first row multiplied by third column. Like this, just do the entries here, and after doing all the entries you will get that you have to use the property that sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1, and these are same, so they will get cancelled and 0. So like this you will get, it's a identity matrix of 3 by 3. Now this identity matrix is, if you multiply by 1, it will not affect your answer, it's going to be remain same. And this 1 is what? 1 is our determinant of A, which we already calculated. So conclusion is that we got it as determinant of A multiplied by I. So we started from A multiplied by adjoint A, this answer we got as determinant A multiplied by identity matrix. We'll assume it as equation 5. Then the last part, in the same question, 3 things you have to prove. Among them the last one is adjoint A multiplied by A. So here first you have to write down the adjoint A matrix, then matrix A, multiply them, same concept of multiplication of the matrix, and then you will get here the identity matrix again, that you can again write down as in the form of determinant A multiplied by 1, that is our equation 6, and from equation 5 and 6 we will get that all these 3 parts are same. So in this question you must know how to multiply the two matrices that I explained you in the chapter 4 or in chapter 3rd. That's why just first go through with that chapter 3rd and 4th, understand how to multiply the two matrices, and then just try it. Surely you will get it. Thank you.